All right, this next video is absurd. From a Leandro, that is. He is in Argentina's Buenos Aires, and he recently moved into this new place where all of these weird things are happening. Look into this. Leandro set up a security camera in an attempt to investigate and possibly obtain a sight of what was happening. He was surprised to discover that the case involved much more than just missing belongings. He was deeply shaken by the video. It prompted Leandro to research the history of his land, and it was there that he eventually discovered the horrific details of a 1950s fire that destroyed a family's home. In the future, on a different evening, his friend Daniel has dropped by. While idling around, this force, spirit, or being suddenly makes another stunning entrance. A white thing may be seen gliding past the window if you look behind Leandro. Almost immediately, as if by an unseen hand, objects fly off the nightstand and essentially explode. The two men wet their trousers and nearly leaped out of their seats. Well, that's kind of crazy. That might not be real, I suppose. I'm not sure. However, Leandro discovers something even stranger the next day. The apparition appears to be mimicking Daniel's voice when it comes to visit his house.
Son las 3 de la mañana de nuevo y esto es lo que yo, con lo que yo convivo, con esto yo convivo hace meses. Siempre que grabo, vos no sos Daniel, esa no es tu voz. Daniel se fue hace meses del país, vos no sos Daniel. Si querés lastimarme, salí y lastimame ahora. Ya, déjame de joder. Si no puedo vivir, ya no puedo vivir.
A few of these videos have already been seen. We call this a mimic. They pose as someone you know to entice you in. Leandro said he's exhausted by all these strange events, regardless of whether this is all a scam or only part of it is a prank. But what are your thoughts, guys? Does his home really seem haunted? Or are we more likely to believe that he, and perhaps even Daniel, is playing a very clever prank? You know, up until the very end, when they had the purported voice attempting to break into his room, I really did believe it all to be true. But I'm getting off topic. Leandro is the only one who can answer for sure. However, we can discuss it in the comments. While doing research for this video, I happened onto this clip. These goats have been literally trapped to the edge of a boulder by a pack of wild dogs, as you can see. I'm sorry. I have no idea what the goats' true names are, but they're really amazing. They are able to cling to the rock with their hooves, keeping them slightly out of the dog's path. This, after all, may be the epitome of being both so close and so far away. These goats patiently wait out the ravenous hounds, displaying stoicism. The dogs are totally frustrated. They approach from all directions in an attempt to get near enough to take a bite out of one of them. The video was well received on the internet, with some positive remarks like, "Don't panic when things seem really bad. Remain steadfast, maintain your position, and have faith in yourself." Learning experience gained. Maintaining composure in all circumstances is a win-win in life. It happens that the safest location is also the most deadly. Still, what incredible adaptability and skill these goats possess. A massive lightning bolt was so noticeable near Paducah, Kentucky, that it was caught on 2 police dash cams. While the second police car was much closer, the first police car was at a distance, and its camera amply demonstrated the length of this massive bolt of lightning.
You can go back. Well, Series 1 it would be.
A nearby house was directly impacted by the lightning. Fortunately, no one was hurt. However, because of the intensely dramatic close encounter, this incident will live in the memory of the neighboring cop. Take a look at this image captured by a trail camera in the forest. Look again. At first glance, you might assume that this is just your typical forest backdrop. Can you make out the big fuzzy person in the backdrop hidden behind the trees? The identification of the species is unknown, and given the angle and poor clarity of the camera grab, it is quite frankly difficult to distinguish. But based on what we can see, this species doesn't appear to be like any other animal that is known to exist. It like a human walking on two legs, and in relation to the surrounding trees, it appears somewhat tall. While most people think they are seeing a black bear standing on its hind legs in this picture that has been circulating online, some individuals think they are seeing Bigfoot, or possibly even a gorilla. That very definitely may be the case, based on the creature's black outline. However, I'd want to let you into the conversation. What do you suppose this being is? Is this just an ordinary bear, or might this be photographic proof of Bigfoot? Tell me in the comments below. Your go-to TikTok content maker is Justin Fender, telling the world about his family, his bike, and his automobile. Everything appeared somewhat normal until that fateful day when events took an unexpected and terrifying turn. You see, Justin uploaded a TikTok video showing off how to put reverse lights on his vehicle. At first glance, it appears harmless enough, but things get a little weird from here on out. A perceptive spectator inquired about the true brightness of the reversing lights. Most people would probably just laugh it off, but not our guy Justin. Oh no, he was determined to demonstrate to his audience the full extent of these bad lads' strength. Justin goes into the woods in the middle of night, exploring the pitch-black forest with his reliable camera. It was only him, his automobile, and the approaching night. Despite his determination to create a movie for the public, the content he managed to record in the footage left both him and his audience doubting everything. Upon turning on the reverse lights, a terrifying scene materialized before our own eyes. It was there, in the faint glow of the lights, that a pale, bony arm appeared wrapped around a tree, and it slithered away from view slowly. Can you even begin to comprehend the shock and adrenaline that Justin's audience felt upon witnessing this unsettling encounter? Naturally, the occurrence alarmed Justin and his supporters, and he made the decision to look into it after finally spotting the arm in the video. However, the forest exuded an unsettling aura even during the day. See what he discovered. He attempted to explain it away by saying it might be a stranger, a vagrant, or a hobo looking for safety in the woods. What are your thoughts, guys? Is this person in the wilderness looking for a place to stay? Or was there something much more eerie at work? I need to hear what you guys think about this as much as I want to. Is it an extraterrestrial attempting to make itself known by reaching out from the other side? Even if the video evidence is clear, it's still difficult for the average person to understand. My initial impression of this is that the guy seems quite believable. He sounds sincere. He was fascinated and giddy about these taillights. He's also not acting hysterically over this particular incident. Perhaps he's a fantastic actor. If so, congratulations to Justin. But it appears that he wasn't even aware of this unsettling arm until about a month later. This feels quite real, but I'm not sure what's real. Alright, so this video is from the Hornets removal channel, and it demonstrates what is, in my opinion, one of the most brilliant things ever. Check this out then. These hornets have been lured into their small camp by these entomologists, exterminators, hornet removers, or whatever name they go by. They give them bits of meat to chew on to keep them busy. I had no idea that hornets consumed meat. And these hornets are not like the others. These are Asian killer hornets, similar to the ones you may have seen in the news. I'm referring to them by that name even if it may not be their formal name. As they devour the meat, one of the guys very carefully wraps a piece of plastic around the hornet using string. Eventually, they release them, and the plastic that was tied to them takes off flying. These hornets are nothing to play with, really. Once the hornets have been released, they use their drone to locate the nest where the plastic-carrying hornets are located. The workers prepare for the task of removing the nest as soon as they arrive. This is such a creative use of the mind that God endowed you with, and just incredible resourcefulness in the face of constraints. I'm not sure what would keep you out of the water if this wasn't enough. Check out this enormous great white shark that washed up on the beach. Utterly enormous. It's silly of me, but I initially believed they were attempting to reintroduce the shark to the water. However, it's evident that the shark is being dragged off the coast and probably into a car. Since they're not normally found near shallower water, I suppose it's probably too late when a monster that size washes ashore. In any case, man, rest in peace. This 2017 video shows footage from police cameras during a significant wildfire in Sonoma County, California. It's a serious circumstance. The dashcam film shows the extreme chaos that law enforcement officers had to deal with while they labored to get people to safety and control the situation. You will be able to hear the dispatcher's voice if you focus. Their inability to determine which way the fire is traveling. Sounds quite obviously overwhelmed. Bravo to this cop and all the other committed public servants who bravely entered the line of fire to save others. Although fire is a prevalent element in real life and in movies, its actual force and anger can only be comprehended when it is experienced firsthand. This is a very scary scene. Asbury, in the English county of Wiltshire, is the setting for this fascinating film. It's quite remarkable what it captures. 4 distant lights shimmering. However, one of these lights fades and goes out in a matter of moments. In an attempt to gain a closer look, the person holding the camera swiftly closes the aperture. The center light flickers when the lens focuses, and then it disappears, exactly like the first. In an attempt to capture a crisper shot, the camera operator readjusts. However, a third light suddenly blinks out, doing so more quickly than the first 2. Indeed, the fourth and last light disappears a little while later. There is conjecture on a more common explanation, despite the fact that the video initially gives off a rather supernatural vibe. It has been noted by several viewers that these lights might be flares. Someone even pointed out that the video was shot around the same time as an aerial performance in Asbury. There is a long history of UFO sightings in England that have caught the attention of academics, UFO enthusiasts, and members of the general public. Stories of enigmatic flying objects have captivated people's attention for hundreds of years, igniting curiosity in extraterrestrial life. Reports of unexplained aerial events have been received from all around the nation. Some talk about weird flying habits of unknown objects, while others talk about their amazing speed and agility. The incidents range from the well-known Rendlesham Forest incident in 1980, dubbed Britain's Roswell by some, to more recent testimonies from laypeople and even professional pilots. But even after careful investigation by scientists and UFO specialists, a lot of these strange occurrences are still unaccounted for. This merely serves to intensify conversations and arguments regarding possible extraterrestrial visitation and the urgent requirement for ongoing inquiries. However, it's crucial to remember that the British government, like many others throughout the world, is still skeptical about the existence of extraterrestrial UFOs. The majority of sightings are frequently attributed to misidentifications of well-known terrestrial objects or events. Alright, so to establish the scene for this video, a restaurant owner posted it on Reddit, but nobody seems to know what it is. He feels that it's crucial to point out that since this section of the structure has no windows, this cannot be a reflection of a passerby. Examine it. The footage captured by the security cameras inside the office is exactly what you would anticipate seeing in a late-night restaurant. But shortly after, we notice what looks to be a moving shadowy object in the backdrop, which has undoubtedly caused some controversy. The figure appears slightly transparent when the movie is viewed slowly and at a close distance. Some believe it could be a staff member or a trick of the light, while others are certain it's a real shadow figure, much like the ones other people have seen. This clip has the paranormal community very interested. They are talking about various theories about what it might be and might not be. It's obvious that this is a video, and that it involves much more than just someone's fantasy. Even though this film doesn't have any supernatural elements, it's still a fantastic clip. Watch this trail camera video to see a bobcat confront a ravenous coyote. The moment the bobcat steps into a cave, it knows that its choice was incorrect. We don't know exactly what the bobcat faced in the cave, but it was probably something big enough for the cat to run scared out of there and right into the path of the ravenous coyote. Despite the coyote's best efforts, the bobcat escapes and makes an escape. Unfortunately, if the coyote wants to eat tonight, it will have to look for another meal. In 2003, a strange creature story took the globe by surprise. With long limbs and keen claws, this creature was well known for its aggressive, seemingly random actions. The story spread swiftly, with other media outlets vying to share the terrifying stories. One of these tales included a video that surfaced from a covert place in England. It showed a bold person crossing an abandoned playground. With his infrared camera, he was able to see a mysterious figure sitting above the slide as he was walking through. When the creature noticed the man, its eyes brightened, and it quickly disappeared into the eerie blackness. Suddenly, the swings behind him began to tremble violently. Naturally, the eerie recording ceased at that point. A lot of commenters believe this to be the Rake. Some people believe that the Rake is a work of fiction, while others are persuaded by experiences like this. The Rake's growing popularity has inspired many fans' ingenuity, inspiring compelling tales, fan-made films, and even full-length motion pictures because of its eerie appeal. However, the Rake's mystery continues to be a contentious one, generating discussion over the true nature of this unsettling entity. Take a look at this bizarre photo that appears to depict a strange flying monster. Where do you people think this monster could have originated? I'm really curious. Even more intriguing is how out of place this seems to be. Typically, trail cameras capture images of odd creatures or forest animals. This looks like one big lizard. Of course, everyone is aware that big lizards do exist. However, the one we are examining may be a species that is new to us. It's unusual for lizards to jump, and even if they did, it's difficult to envisage them getting as high as what's shown in the video. The creator of this incredible film speculates that we may be witnessing the emergence of a new kind of lizard that consumes meat. If that's accurate, this would be a fantastic finding. Do you believe that this creature is related to aquatic life in any way? It appears to have some characteristics similar to those of a fish. To be honest, this footage has aroused my curiosity. I love to explore and learn about new critters. It's exciting and a little frightening to think that we might be witnessing something completely unprecedented. I was intrigued when I first saw this picture, but I also had a small voice in my head telling me that this might be too good to be true. So what are everyone's thoughts? How do you feel about this capture?